like I'd go on one audition, come home, and I'm watching this Rosie O'Donnell show because it was just blowing up.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, and I remember meeting her years ago in like Boston, I think it was. Oh, Catch a Rising Star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in Boston, the one in Harvard Square.
Right.
Remember that one? I don't know.
I do. Anyway. That one I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I had a show at. So anyway.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm sitting there I'm fucking rotting away in LA, and I'm sitting there and I watched her show and I said, oh my God, I could fucking write for her.
Dystopia tonight. Dystopia tonight.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, John. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And hello to
Tom.
Sorry.
Or not Jim Mendrino. One or the other.
Oh, and before we kick this off, sorry, I don't want to be pushy over here, but I know Nutley. I love Nutley.
Oh.
Nutley's a lot of guineas.
Yes.
Good place. My sister-in-law, my nephew, they live there.
Oh, fantastic. Great.
Yes.
That makes me really happy because I was like, no one knows where that is.
I know Nutley. My brother used
beautiful.
to live there.
Oh, nice. Yeah. When you start, because you have family in New Jersey, I know that, but you started out in Boston. Did you live in Boston?
Yes, I was living there just because I grew up in Jersey, just outside of New York, about 20 miles from the GW Bridge.
Oh, nice.
And and of course, my thinking was I want to do comedy, but I don't want to suck in New York because it's my hometown. You can't do that because there's just too many witnesses, too many people to kill.
Right.
So I said, well, let me go stink up Boston because I don't know anybody up there except my sister, and who cares?
Right.
So I went up there. I stayed with her, and I started at. I don't know if any of your listeners are going to know this club called the Ding Ho.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The Ding Ho
Famous.
is legendary. It's a Chinese restaurant.
Right.
And they turned into a comedy club at night. It's like, after you have the poo-poo platter, you get on up there and you do your little 5 minutes. And it was just life-changing. It was amazing.
Wow.
I went on an open mic. It was being run by Lenny Clark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have to say, I mean, I remember it. I remember my left leg shook the entire time. For 5 minutes, it just shook. And I got a ton of laughs.
Oh,
that
beautiful.
I know. So I was hooked. And I said, that's it. I go, when can I come back? And that was on a Monday. And they said, come back Wednesday. And let me just add this, and we can probably touch on this later. I didn't have to bring friends. I could just show up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then I went back on Wednesday and sucked.
I love that. I did not know that because that's a similar story to when the first show I did. You were there, obviously. You saw that show. I did well. And then immediately after that, I went and did a Gotham gig and ate a dick.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't know what happened. I thought this was going to be okay.
I think that's the way it goes. I think it's supposed to be that way. I don't know.
So you did that first show, but like, did you test material on your friends? Like, what did you do when you were writing? Like, or did you go up there and try to wing it?
No, I did not wing it. No,
okay.
No. Oh no, I memorized it. I owned it. I had been writing an act, for years. And then I was just running it all by myself in my bedroom to the mirror. Wow. Yeah, I know.
But that's amazing because you innately knew it was funny. You didn't need, wow.
Yeah, I knew how to listen to my gut. So I pretty much knew. I knew some stuff might have been a gamble, but I did it anyway.
Right.
And I also innately knew that I should tape myself when I did the show.
Oh my, you have your first set taped?
Well, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, the old I can't find.
Oh my God.
I'm the worst.
We were going to do a show called a sideshow called Your First Time with John Poveromo, and I wanted comedians to bring their first time on stage. and then
that's a
kind of
great
dissect
idea.
it. Yeah, I thought that'd been really fun. I was so psyched that I thought you had yours. I was like, we're gonna do another one.
I wish. Yeah, no, that was a
Do you-
long time ago. I'm old.
Oh no, you're not old. Do you
Well,
remember
I started a long time ago.
Do you remember the lineup?
No.
No.
Well, I remember a couple of guys. Like I remember Simply Fred. I don't know
Okay.
what happened to him.
No.
What's his name was there, and I don't know if he's still around. I can't remember his name again. Oh, I know.
I'm trying to
you know
think.
who used to do the show a lot?
Who?
I mean, he was a pro though at the time, like Kenny Rogers.
Oh
Kenny
my
Rogerson.
God.
Kenny
Yeah.
Rogerson.
Rogerson. Yeah. That's incredible.
And Jimmy Tingle.
Oh
Jimmy
my
Tingle
God.
was at that club.
Wow.
Yeah, and this
That's
is before
crazy.
he was Jimmy Tingle.
Right. And everybody started. I mean, Dennis Leary started there. Stephen
Leary,
Wright.
I worked with Leary a lot at
You
another
did?
club. I didn't see him much at the Ding Ho, but then I started
okay.
working the Comedy Connection and played against Sam's.
Oh, nice.
All those places. Yeah, Barry Katz. Barry
Yes.
Katz, you know that name.
I do.
Because he runs, or he used to, I don't know, is he still in New York at
Yeah, he's still in New York.
what's the name of that place?
I'm blanking.
Can't
This is
remember.
the
I'm
theme of the
blanking too.
show. Yeah.
But he ran played against Sam's up in Boston.
Wow.
Yeah. So I knew Barry too. I used to do his shows.
Did you have was that basically like your crew? Because everybody has their class that they came up with. So was that those your guys?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
How long before you started going out on the road? Did you stay in Boston and then migrate to New York?
No, I did some road out of Boston, but my whole plan was work my way back to New York.
Nice.
Yeah, because my family's here, and it's not that New York is better than Boston. Boston was a great town to do it.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of work. I worked in Boston. I worked outside of Boston. I worked they had a ton of work up there, just in the neighboring towns. You go to Quincy and and all the outskirts, I mean, I made a good living.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't have
incredible.
to go road.
Right.
But I did some of that.
Yeah, even today, Boston. I love going to Boston because there's always a comedy show going on. Even when you're done at whatever club you're doing there, there's somebody's running one in a basement, somebody's running one in the next town over. I mean, it's just it's nonstop. You have a million sets.
Right.
Every brewery's got a fucking stage there. It's incredible.
Yeah, and they run great shows.
Yeah.
They know,
and the audiences are awesome.
The audiences are great. It was a great comedy town. I'm sure it still is. I haven't been there in years now.
Oh man, you got to go back.
But then you know what? I don't know if they still have Catch a Rising Star in Harvard Square.
No, it's gone.
That's gone.
Yeah, that's fucking gone. That's a bummer. They got the one that's been around, I think, for a while now is the Comedy Studio. Rick Jenkins.
Oh, Jenkins, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever worked the studio.
Oh, it's so much. I mean, they moved it a couple times because of the pandemic. So they got, booted out of their old space. They were in one. It was really nice. But I feel like no matter where they go, I don't know if the audience that they garner just kind of follows them because it's always fucking good.
Really? Oh,
and Mike Birbiglia was just there.
Oh, I love
everybody
that.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Stitches? Is that still there? Stitches?
No, I think there's a Stitches in Florida.
Oh.
Yeah, but there's Nick's Comedy Stop.
Oh, Nick's, yeah.
Yeah.
Nick's.
Yeah.
I used to work there.
Yeah. Nick's is great.
Tough room.
But
it's a lot of fun.
It is a fucking tough room. The first time I worked there, it was not like the studio or anything else. They were just like, fuck you. They did not like that I was from New York.
Yeah.
Immediately. I wish the guy who brought me up did not say I was from New York. I was like, what in the holy fucking hell was that? Because he said it and the media were like, like, oh no. That wasn't great. But yeah. So how long did it take you to do the Boston scene? Like how long did you stay out there before you made it back to New York?
Let's see. I was in Boston probably 6 years.
Oh wow, okay, 6 years.
Yeah,
that's
I stayed
awesome.
a long time.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. It was great. I was making a good living.
Yeah.
And I sort of wanted to like slowly come back to New York, which is what I did. I came in for a few gigs here and there in the city. Eddie Brill. You know Eddie Brill?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, he used to book this old room years ago, the Paper Moon. Oh God.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that was down in the village somewhere. So I did the Paper Moon a couple of times. And I think there was another club down there that I did. So I was sort of just getting my feet wet a little bit. And then what happened, I got kind of lucky because the Harvard Square Catch a Rising Star, right? They had given me a show. on Monday night, almost like a new talent show, but they weren't calling it that back in those days.
Oh, wow.
It was more like an open mic, but it wasn't. I mean, their idea of an open mic then was not what an open mic is today.
Right.
You know, it was actually a real show. And
I envy that.
Good. Yeah, and I hosted it. I didn't book it. I hosted it.
Right, because that was back when the hosts were like real fucking good and not like somebody off the street.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and it was great. So I ran it. I hosted it. It was so much fun. Brought up the acts. We'd get huge crowds. It was fucking great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was great. So I did that for a long while. Nice. And then I said, all right, I think it's time to go home and see what New York has to offer. Which, you know, oh no, I know. God, sometimes I forget where I'm going. One night at Catch Rising Star, they did this CBS came in, CBS TV morning show or something, because they were doing a piece on comics and comedy.
Okay.
And so they were highlighting Catch Rising Star here in New York, and the New York guys came up to Boston because they wanted to see that room, and they wanted to do my show because mine was like what would be a new talent show today.
Right.
So what happened was Lou Ferranda. Now you know that name.
Yep, absolutely.
Now he's at Caroline's, but he was the talent director at Catch Rising Star. So they sent him up, and they sent also another woman, Cynthia Coe was her name. She was very nice, and she was one of the either a GM or a booker, I don't know, talent scout. She worked for Catch also. Anyway, he saw me and he loved me, and he said to me, he said, you know, you got to get out of here because New York's the place to be. You're not going to go anywhere here. Right. You know, you're too funny, he said. And I was like, you know, and I was thinking, oh God, maybe. And then I was nervous. New York, I'm going to suck. I don't want to suck in New York. You know?
Right.
That whole thing. And he was like, no, you got to do it.
Right.
You have to do it. You know, you've been up here too long. You come to New York and you'll see how everything will change. Yeah. And I trusted him. And I figured my family's there. I get, you know, yada, yada. You know, so I came.
Right.
And it was almost like starting over.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, I know. But luckily, I did have him on my side, and he was using me. And in those days, and I didn't know this until I got here, in those days, if Lou Ferranda was putting you up at Catch a Rising Star, then all the clubs were going to use you.
Oh,
because that was like, okay, you're okay.
Right.
So I started to go to all the clubs, and I worked Stand Up New York, what was the other one? Oh, the comic strip.
The comic strip. Yeah.
Yeah. And also then I went down, you know, then I ventured downtown, which was always a little scary for me because I live uptown.
Right.
Yeah, that's a whole New York thing. It's like, oh, you know, you gotta go downtown. Like crying. Was
the Cellar and those places around, like the Greenwich Village stuff?
They were great. The Cellar was great.
Right.
You know, they had some, you know, look, David Tell. I mean, now David Tell, now you never see him, I guess. But I was working with him.
Nice.
You know, yeah, it was like great. Just great. And
was Caroline's around yet? Because they were at South Street Seaport, right?
Caroline's was not at the Seaport. Yes, when I got here, yes, they were at the Seaport, but they had been on 8th Avenue.
Oh,
previously.
I didn't know that.
And then she moved down the Seaport. So by the time I was working for Caroline's, it was Seaport.
Okay. Because that's where they did the TV show from, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And I did that. Did you do that show?
I didn't know. I never did the on the South. No, on South Street. No, but I remember watching it when I was younger, and Richard Jenny hosted it.
That's right.
And then Colin Quinn hosted it.
That's right.
Yeah. So I remember that. I guarantee I probably saw you. I used to watch that all the time.
You probably did. Yeah. I was on with Jenny.
Jenny. God, that's so fucking cool. I love Richard Jenny. I saw him once live. I was doubled over laughing. Like he was so good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He was absolutely amazing. Very sad when we lost him.
Oh man.
So
that was one of the first ones that like a comedian that died, like, you know, that I like really felt it in my gut. I was like, that guy I remember watching when I was younger. Yeah, Crazy from the Heat was the first special on VHS I had of a stand-up, and it was his.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was so fucking funny. Because he had that bit about school and his mother trying to wake him up in the morning. So I was like, you know, 11 or 10 or 11. And I was like, that's hilarious.
He's also a big Italian.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And I knew his sister very well. She was very sweet. She's still around. I don't see her much, but she was a server at Catch a Rising Star.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's so great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice.
Was there kind of like because I know there's that Boston New York rivalry. Did you get any of that, or you know?
Well, sorta, not too bad.
Okay.
Because people would just, and I have to constantly say, I'm not from Boston.
Right.
People, they were always like, questioning, you're from Boston? I'm like, no, fuck no, I'm not.
Right.
I'm fucking from Jersey. Look at me. Listen
Yeah.
to me. What are you kidding? Fucking, this is not fucking New England.
Right.
So, then it was like, oh, okay, you're all right.
Right. Yeah. It's weird when you go someplace. When I moved out to LA, I lived there for 2 years. I was talking before I got to the Comedy Store. Yeah. I was going to the, all the little shit or whatever out there. And the vibe was with like Santa Monica had a hostel. They were doing stand up. Why in the fuck I would do that to myself? But wherever you're going, and I was just like, okay, all of this sucks. Like it was like starting over. And then I got into the Comedy Store and I saw one of my buddies, Pat Barker, who I didn't even know moved out to LA. He had a wife and a kid at that point, but he was at the Comedy Store, and like Al Madrigal was there and a few other people. And I'd walked in and he was just like, holy shit, you're out here now? And I was like, I didn't know he was there. And he goes, how long you been out here? And I go, like 2 weeks. And he goes, you bombing? And I was like, yeah, man, I think I'm done. I'm like, it's everything sucks. And he goes, just wait, like we'll put you on, like wait till you get to an actual He said, have you done any comedy clubs yet? And I said, not yet. And he's like, when you do a real club, it'll be fine. And you're like, because that's the same thing that happened to me. And threw me for a bit.
Right. Yeah.
It's weird, the different vibes and stuff like that. But I feel like New York, Boston, DC, anytime I've ever, even the first time I was in those places, they were great.
Right. Yeah. DC, I felt the same way. I'll tell you what really didn't like me was Georgia.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Marietta, Georgia.
Oof. What were you doing?
Apparently, they thought I was Jewish. and they don't take well to the Jewish people.
No, I can't imagine why.
I don't know, but I very innocently, from the stage, when I was getting yelled at as being a Jew from New York, I didn't know what to do, so I just went, I'm not Jewish. And I said, I'm Italian. And you're not going to believe what they said when I said that. They said, Italian, that's worse. I can't win. I didn't say, fuck you.
Oh, Jesus.
That's it. Fuck you. Show's over.
Yeah. There's something about.
So I never went back there.
Oh, yeah. It's weird. I think because I was born in Brooklyn or whatever, and I get the same thing. People either think I'm Jewish or Italian, and I never correct anybody. I'm just like, I don't, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. I know. See, that's why I said it was foolish on my part, but I thought, oh, okay, maybe they'll leave me alone.
Right.
No.
Well, I remember. I do remember the first time I saw you live. At one point, you let me come. You opened for Kevin Pollak.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love those shows.
Oh, my God. Yeah. And you let me come to that one and you crushed. But I also loved it because you just busted balls in the audience. I mean, like, that was like you went after people. So I can't imagine the hecklers lasting long with you.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, John. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my memory's not so good here, but I never went after anybody. You come up to me, then I'll fucking bury you.
Right. Yeah. There was somebody in the audience who had said something and you were like, you were basically just like, not now, sweetheart. I'm worried. You know what I mean? Like, and then like went after him for a little bit and then right back to your material. Yeah.
Right.
It was pretty great.
Yeah. That's the thing, John. I have a fucking act.
Right.
So I get up there and I do my act. And if you get in the way of me doing my act, well, you're going to pay for that.
Yeah. Exactly. When you were coming up though, who did you have like a mentor, somebody that you looked at or somebody that wanted you, like somebody that made you want to do comedy in the first place?
Oh, well, yeah, but that wasn't like a local. That was like I was watching fucking, and now I'm going to sound old, but Johnny Carson.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Hope even. My father put Bob Hope on. I'd be like, whoa, what is this?
Right.
Yeah. Like
how old were you when you?
Old school guys. Rodney.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. John, in the old days, Rodney, who used to live right here on the Upper East Side where I live.
Oh,
okay?
Nice.
Yeah, he would come in to catch a rising star. Like any given night, Rodney would come in and he would go on stage and he wouldn't get off. which is the beauty of Rodney. You didn't give him a light because that,
Right.
a light means, your time's up. No, you didn't do that because it's Rodney Dangerfield.
Mhm.
However, he's supposed to get off at some point, but he would
Right.
never get off. But he was just killing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and even for the comics, you've never seen anything like it. As soon as Rodney gets on the stage, every comic, there's a million comics at the bar, there's a million comics out front, not in the room. He gets on stage, they run. Everybody runs into the room to watch Rodney.
Yeah. He's one of the dudes that I really, really am bummed out that I never got to meet. Never got to see live, never got to meet him.
Oh, that is too bad.
Yeah,
he was
I started
he
too
was
late.
A nice guy. And if like I was hosting a lot, and it was a real privilege to bring him up and to meet him and to talk to him. And he was super nice, and he didn't act like a diva, which he could have.
Sure.
Because he was like the king of fucking comedy. It was fucking Rodney. We were dying. I would have done anything for him. I was like, Rodney, what do you want me to do? Anything. Just bring me up.
I like how humble he was. There was a special or something I was watching where a bunch of comics were talking about it, and Robin Williams was talking about being at Dangerfield's, and he said Rodney was about to go up, and he's standing next to Rodney, and Rodney turns to him and goes, "Look at me, I'm sweating. I own the club." And then
oh, that's great.
That's still nervous. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he was good to comics too, right? Like if he would have you guys write jokes for him and stuff, and then he would just pay even if he used them or not.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. I heard that he would just take even comics that we've had on have talked about writing a joke for Rodney that maybe he was going to use, maybe he wasn't, but he loved comedians so much he would be he knew they needed the money.
Wow. See, that's the kind of guy he was. That's totally believable. I'm sure that's true.
And nobody does that now, by the way. I haven't seen Seinfeld or Lena.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
When you see Seinfeld in the club, they're like, don't make eye contact with him. Don't say hi to him.
That happened. Yeah, that happened once. I was like, don't make eye contact. Are you kidding me?
I know.
It was so weird.
The first time I saw him in a club when I was doing the Live at Gotham taping. And he dropped in because he knew those nights were TV tapings.
Right.
So the club would be filled. And he went on and he fucking crushed. And then in the lineup order, I was fucking next.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And I did, oddly enough, I think I blacked out, by the way. Just straight up fucking went dark.
Right.
and then I got off and I was like, did it work? And
Oh, good. Well, you know what? In a situation like that, all you can do is ride the wave.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you can do on that, really. And never go up there and go, oh, I'm not Jerry.
Right. Yeah, I remember you saying that when you were in class. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
So you now, I want to go back real quick. So you were in New York for a while. When did you start writing? Because I know you were the head writer of the Rosie O'Donnell Show, but I don't know what happened in between that. So how did you know you wanted to go from stand-up to writer?
Well, you know what? I think it was, I wanted to get off the road. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd had enough of the road. But yeah, bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's good exercise, not physically,
right.
But I mean, for your comedy muscle needs to work. And going on the road is actually very good for you because it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you strong.
Yeah.
It forces you to get out of jams on stage. And then you always walk away with more material when that happens. So there was all those positives. The negatives are, things like, hey, you Jew, get off stage. And, those are the negatives.
Right.
And then you're staying in a condo with some comics that you don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And there's a lot of blow and there's a lot of, and
I missed all the drugs.
Person. Huh?
I missed all the drugs. They would talk about them, but I never saw them.
Oh my God, the drugs. I used to do drugs. I mean, so I'm not, I was part of that gang for a while until I got sober. I was like, I can't fucking do this. I'm going to die. The last thing I want to do is die on the road. That's a New York Post headline that I don't want to be.
Right.
So, and the more blow you do, and this is the thing about blow. Everyone knows that means cocaine.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing because we used to get paid in cash. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, with the big money. Do they still do that, John? I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. If I ask for cash, sometimes they're like, no, and then sometimes they get too scared because they don't want to lose the act. So they're like, yeah, no, we'll make it work. And I hope they get scared because I want the cash.
Right? Yeah, we all did. But back in the day, the drug dealer knew you were getting cash. And that was the amazing thing. I'd get my money, and all of a sudden I'd turn around and go, oh, look, it's Ed. Oh, isn't that the guy with the coke? Oh, this will belong to you. You know, so like, it was the worst, man. You just make your money, you just turn around and give it to Ed. Yeah, and then you know, and that's the thing is, then you start doing blow, then you start drinking. But I had a rule. This was my rule, and I'll say this for all comics coming up: after your shows, only drink and drug after your shows. If you have to do it, you know, like I said, I stopped because it was just interfering in my life.
Yeah.
But I never did it before a gig, ever. That's, you know, and I'll tell you why. Honestly, the last thing that I wanted to know is that I could do it drunk and fucked up.
Right.
I didn't want to know that, because if I knew that, then I would just continually, you know, get high and drink and go on stage. So I said, no, go on stage clean and sober and do it. And then when you get off stage, maniac.
Oh yeah, I drank one time because I think I vaguely remember you saying also don't drink before your set. You were like, you're gonna see a lot of people holding a fucking beer bottle on stage. It's insecurity, and don't do it, and don't drink when you're whatever. And I was like, all right. But then it was like years later or whatever. I was doing some fucking horrible charity event, and they were auctioning off stuff at the end. Oh yeah, it was pure garbage.
Those are the worst.
They are, yeah. I know. I don't know what it was for, but they were paying me, you know, decently or whatever. And then, but they had an open bar, which is a problem. Yeah. And I don't know why, but I thought I'm gonna have a few drinks, and then I kept doing it when I was on stage, and then they asked me to auction off the stuff at the end, or not like read the raffle at the end for all their shit. Yeah. And I started giving away stuff to people I thought had a nice face. I wasn't reading the raffle anymore. I was just hammered, and I was like, you got a nice face. You get the Cal Ripken Jr. poster. You know, and they were like, no, stop him. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
And I never did it again.
Good.
Yeah.
Surprising.
I got it out of my system that night.
Right.
Oh, they're like, what is he doing? Stop him. No, that's fine. Yeah. So then you started, so you wanted to get off the road, so you started doing a little writing. What was your first writing gig?
So Rosie.
No way. That was your first one?
That was my first one, because I was thinking when I was actually on the road. Oh no, I was in LA. Oh, don't even get me started. So I was out there for pilot season, which is just shoot me. Yeah. You know, that's like the fucking worst.
Yep.
But I had a manager and I had an agent, so I had some really good representation. But that doesn't, you know, it doesn't even matter out there, you know, it really doesn't. And they want you to live there, and I'm like, fuck you.
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah. They
want you to live there while you're not making any money.
Know you. Huh?
Right. Yeah. I said they want you to live there while you're not fucking making any money. Like I literally had agents being like, do you have to go right now? Like literally on the road. And I'd be like, yeah, I can't afford the rent. Like, because we think we have something coming up. And the thing, fucking just get it. I'll come back. I won't leave. It'll be fine.
Right. Exactly. I know, they just don't get it. It's like, you know, there's these thing called bills.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. So I was out in LA, and I was just desperate. I'm out there and I'm watching TV, because that's all there is to fucking do. Because no matter what you do, you have to drive. It just sucked. So I'm watching TV all the time, and you know, it's like I go on one audition, come home, and I'm watching this Rosie O'Donnell show, because it was just blowing up.
Yeah. And
I'm watching this, I go, and I'm thinking, and I remember meeting her years ago in like Boston, I think it was. Oh, Catch a Rising Star.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So in Boston, the one in Harvard Square.
Right.
Remember that one? I don't know.
I do. Anyway. That one I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I had a show at. So anyway.
Oh, nice.
I'm sitting there I'm fucking rotting away in LA, and I'm sitting there and I watched her show, and I said, oh my God, I could fucking write for her. I know that voice. You know, that's my voice.
Yeah.
You know, I'm listening to her. Oh my God, I could fucking write for her. I put together a package, what I thought was a package. I didn't even know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was fucking doing. But I watched the show every day so that I had an idea. I said, okay, I can see I saw what they were doing. They were doing things like, you know, creating games and fucking bullshit desk things and parodies and, just comedy. Just write some fucking comedy. Write some jokes. I put together a package. I put monologue jokes. I put desk pieces.
Nice.
I just created shit out of. I watched her show every single day for like a month.
Wow.
And I put together a package and I took it over there. No, I didn't take it over. I went online to see where do I send this. And I sent it.
You didn't even go through your agent?
And no, I didn't.
Wow, that's great.
Well, they didn't want me to do it.
Oh.
So I was like, okay. Yeah. I'll get back and go to the mailbox.
Right.
So I also knew, I found out that there was a comic, and I knew her. She's very, very funny, nice lady. Jeanette Barber was one of the producers, and she was the one doing the hiring. I found out somehow online.
Nice.
And Judy Gold was working there at the time also.
Oh, nice. We had Judy on the show too.
Oh, you did? I love Judy.
Yeah.
She's great. Yeah. So at least I knew where to send the package.
Right.
And it was great because then she kind of knew me. She's like, saw the names, like, oh, Linda Smith. Yeah. So it got looked at. So I got lucky on that end. And then they called me and they said, put together another package. I was like, okay. Oh, fuck. And I did it. I put together another package. I sent it in. They said, all right, come in and meet Rosie. I said, okay. And I went in and met Rosie. We had a nice interview, and then I got hired. It was amazing.
Oh my
God,
that's
that
so
was
cool.
it. Yeah, off the road. It was perfect. And then when you get a gig like that, it's nice because you're at least still doing what you do, and you're writing, and it's really fun, and you're making money. And you don't go on the road. You stay in the city on weekends. It's so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
you still do the stand-up?
Use it as a credit, huh?
Yeah. I said, did you still do stand-up?
A little bit, not a lot, because you had to be in at like fucking, I don't know, what was it, 7 a.m. I was up at 6. For a comic, that's unheard of.
Sure.
I was like, fuck, you got to be kidding me. And you work till 7 at night. You work until they say it's done. Yeah. And it was a live show every day. So it was a big job, but it was so fun. It was just great. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't know Judy Gold was there because I know Joey Cola was doing the
Joey did the warm-up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Judy was a producer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was fun. I was there about 3 years, and that's some people stayed longer, but it's hard. It's a hard gig. It's a lot of hours. And, if I worked on weekends, I would work Saturday, and that was pretty much all I could do.
Right. Well, and the thing is, it's funny that you say that you were there for 3 years too, because we had a couple guys. We had a guy who was on. His name is Diallo Riddle, and he wrote for Fallon's show in the beginning.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he knows guys who are still there from when Fallon took over for Conan, and he's like, I don't know how they have the stamina to keep. He goes, those shows are relentless.
Yeah, they are. He's right. Yeah.
And like even Bill Maher's had writers from when he was on Politically Incorrect. It's like those guys just.
They're still there?
Yeah, they're still there. I think like 2 of them are still his writers from Politically Incorrect. I can't think of the
Good
other
for
guy's
them.
name. Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. It's draining.
Right. Did it drive you crazy though, writing for someone else's voice when you were writing monologue jokes?
No, I loved it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I loved it. Because the way I looked at it, I mean, let's be honest, I wasn't gonna do those jokes.
Sure.
And if I wrote something that was for me, or if I wrote it and go, I could do that, I would keep it.
Dude, oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. I did the same shit.
Yeah. Like, come on, what am I, an idiot? Like I'm writing, and I go, wait a minute, not that one.
Yeah. I would do the same
stuff. But the stuff I gave her, I never would do. That
right. Right.
But I wouldn't give her something that I thought I could do.
Yeah.
I was writing specifically for her and her show. So that's the other thing. She had a 10 a.m. show. You're not doing dick jokes at 10 a.m. Well, I would, but that's just me.
Right. You could. Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah.
And so you did the writing thing, and then what'd you wind up doing after that? I
got another writing job after that I did some like freelance writing for, I don't even know what shows it were, like, back like Shipmates. Like these weird shows. Yeah. That they wanted like, punchy little shit in between segments or something. It was kind of stupid, but I did it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got a job writing on the Caroline Rhea Show.
That's right.
Right. And I was there for about a season, maybe 2 seasons, but that show then didn't last.
No.
So after that, and then, then writing jobs started to go away. I mean, the late night ones were all taken.
Sure.
And, I'm union, so I have to take a union job, and union jobs are hard to find because they pay so well.
Right. Yeah, the late night ones, I don't like. They already had. I heard back in the day, especially. I don't know what it's necessarily the same way now, but I heard that if you were locked into that job, you had it like a congressman. You just fucking had it.
Like a congressman. Exactly. That's perfect. That's exactly right. And it was,
crazy.
And I don't want to. I'm not starting anything, and I never get into this area, but it was men. It was mostly men.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another thing too that I mean, there was like, I think I was watching some kind of special or whatever it was on late night television, and I think there was one woman who wrote for Letterman.
Right, that's right. One woman.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and it was just like, holy fucking shit, you can't, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So then when did you go? So you always stayed in New York, I know that, and you're doing some writing stuff or whatever. How did you go from that to you went back out to do stand up? I know. But not on the road. You stayed in this New York primarily, right?
Yes.
And then how'd you wind up getting hooked up with Caroline's?
You mean as a performer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no. I mean, like because I don't know if you went directly from that to teaching. How long have you been teaching? I don't know that.
Yeah, what happened was I got, I wasn't in charge of the school at the time, but I was approached by the person who was.
Gotcha.
And he needed a teacher. And he knew that I was trying to stay in New York.
Right.
And, he liked my comedy, I guess. And Caroline and Lou Ferranda, they liked me a lot. And they thought it would be a good thing, for their club, I guess. I don't know. Actually, no, that's not true because I started working for a different school.
Okay.
And so I was doing that to supplement my income with gigs on the weekend. Right. And then, then things blew up. I don't know, got really political. Something happened. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not going to say the name of anybody.
I think I could.
I think Something imploded, and Caroline said, well, then you go off on your own, Smith. And, you go out and we'll give you this name and you do it here. Not physically there. I rent a studio space. So I said, all right, let's do it. Let's see. So we did it.
Right. Were you part? I mean, I know you were doing the auditions and stuff when you're out in LA, but I feel like you're just a hardcore stand-up. Did you have any real interest in acting, or did you think I'm just going to follow the path of, that kind of 80s thing where everybody got a sitcom? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, did you really want to act, or did you not give a shit?
Yeah, that's a tough question because I think initially, before I even, was I doing stand? I don't remember if I was doing stand up, but I was taking acting classes. Okay. Way back when I was younger, right. I wanted to be an actress.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, but I realized. I mean, I could have gotten a lot of work because I'd be a character actress. There's no way this is a leading lady. No fucking way. So I knew that. And, I had a lot to consider because, most people advised me that I should be living in Los Angeles to get the work as a character actress.
Right.
And, I didn't want to do that because I went out there and I said, fuck that, and I started to do a lot of comedy. And then I said, no, I think comedy is really where I should be. Right. Yeah. So I really just stuck with it. I loved it. I got into all the clubs and I got into all the clubs in New York. Yeah. So I was one of those people on Saturday night that, I had five shows, 5 different clubs. Right. So I'm jumping from taxi to trains to taxis to trains. The guy in front of me is going long on stage. I want to fucking kill him because I'm going to be late and I need to pay the rent. Get the fuck off the stage. Hey, flash the light on this guy. Come on, folks. So I was in it. I was in it deep and it was fun.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. That's probably one of the best memories of comedy. Doubling up, running around the city was so great. Yeah. And then you'd forget. Like sometimes I'd be on stage at the Comedy Cellar and I'd be launching into a bit thinking, did I just do that? Oh, wait, no, I did it at the other club. Okay, guys, I'm good.
What was the most amount of sets you did in a night? Do you know?
Yeah. So anyway.
Do you know like the most amount of sets you ever done in a night?
Yeah, I think it was 5.
5. Okay, wow.
Yeah, but I know people that did 6, 7. I mean, people went nuts. The
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
But I thought 5 was pretty good.
Yeah, 5 is fucking good. 5
It
is
is.
by the time
But
you
they
hit the
have to
fifth
be
one.
like in order to pull it off. It has to be like Caroline's, Stand Up New York, back to Caroline's.
Yeah.
And then down to the cell. Somebody's knocking at my door. This is New York. What do I do?
This is
who is it? Oh, okay. You're not gonna believe who that was.
Who was it?
Lou Ferranda.
That's amazing.
Oh, God.
Well, we'll have him on too. Get him on.
No, he's running upstairs. He lives upstairs.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking great. Do you miss it?
Sometimes, yeah.
Running around and stuff?
Oh, yeah. But I know I can't do it anymore. I'm too old. Not too old, but it's just, I miss it. I do miss it sometimes. And sometimes I think about maybe going back on stage. But, then I stopped. I got cancer and I stopped going on stage because, not because of the cancer, but I wrote a bunch of cancer jokes because I had cancer. So fuck you. I can do cancer jokes.
Right.
But people didn't like it.
Wow.
And I was like tanking with the cancer. I'm like, hey, fuck you. I have cancer. So fuck you.
Yeah.
You should be laughing at this stuff. It's hilarious.
Right.
It's my cancer. I'm not giving you cancer because if you laugh at cancer, you're not going to get cancer. Fucking idiots.
Right.
So anyway, but what happened was the cancer sort of pulled me off stage for quite a while because I had to get treatment. I lost all my fucking hair, and that kind of sucked.
Yeah,
that did suck. That sucked.
Because it was weird. I mean, I remember I heard about it from somebody else who was in the class that I think it was Erica Watson who actually just passed.
Oh, I know, how sad.
So fucking sad. We had her on. She and I were talking a bunch. We had her on our first show. Yeah,
she was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, she was great, and we always kept in touch because we were the only 2 in your class who were still doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're the ones who just kept fucking going. I mean, in our class anyway. I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, we were like, I don't know what happened to anybody else, but she went to Chicago and did her thing, and I went everywhere and did mine, and then that was it. But we would call each other every now and again, especially on the anniversary, which is, by the way, coming up. It's
really?
Yeah. It's the 20. I got to say the 21st.
Get out.
It'll be 16 years that I'm doing it, and that when I stepped onto your stage.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that fucking crazy?
That's
nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah. We used to call each other on our stand-up anniversary.
Yeah.
Catch up, see where we were at, and kind of keep in touch.
I really, when I saw that on I think it was Facebook or something.
Yeah.
I cried when I saw that.
Oh, I know. I could not fucking believe it. And she and I were messaging like a couple days before, about talking about doing stuff, and we were like, miss you too. And she was out in Jamaica, and and then that was it. And then I saw that Facebook post that she had up, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? I know. It was the COVID, right?
It was COVID, yeah. This fucking shit is brutal. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it's despicable.
Were you doing all right during it? Because I know you were afraid to go out. You're saying a little bit, but
laying low. I'm just laying low. I wear my mask all the time, and I don't go near people.
Yeah, I fucking hear you, man. I don't understand anybody, especially people who aren't getting vaxxed or whatever at this point.
Oh, I'm double vaxxed. Yeah.
And I'm getting the booster next week.
You're getting it next week?
Yeah, getting the booster next week.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I walked into the Walgreens over here and I was like, you guys giving out the booster? And they were like, yeah, mine here. And I was like,
hey. Sweet. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to walk into the Walgreens. I'm going to drop your fucking name. How's that?
Would be funny if you found out I worked in a Walgreens and this is all horseshit. I'm like, I don't know. I just Walgreens and that was it.
Yeah. Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my doctors. I mean, they've been emailing me and stuff. So once they say you're yeah. And I'm gonna lay low until even after the booster, because I don't trust any of this shit.
No, I don't either, man. And I don't understand these fucking comics that are like still going. I mean, I get it. You got to make a living, you got to do whatever. But there's some of them who just don't give a shit, and then they're shocked when they get fucking COVID. And I'm like, what did you expect?
Exactly.
You went to Tennessee, you fucking moron. Why would you go?
Exactly.
Unfucking real. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's a bummer. There's so many friends and stuff that I have, or people that I know now in stand up, by the way, who have taken your class, who absolutely love you, who are kicking ass.
Oh, that's
so nice. You were always. I got to say, you were always the best. Like you made everybody feel super comfortable. It helped that you were fucking hilarious when we were taking those classes because, you know, yours was the only one I ever took, and then that was it. But I've heard, you know, other stuff or whatever. I've met some other people, and I'm like, this dude is boring as shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't have that guy. But I remember, and one of the things I remember too is I had like a set, like we're getting close to the end. It was a 5-minute set, and we're running them for the last time in the classroom. And I left out something that was funny. I don't know why, I just did. And you went, "Where's the fucking thing about the, you know, whatever that is?" And I went, "Oh, I cut it out." And you went, "What are you, fucking high?"
Oh no.
And you were like, "You put that back in." I was like, "Oh, all right." But it was fucking super funny.
But
and
I was right, wasn't I?
Oh yeah, you were absolutely right. And then talking to me when I was on stage too was fucking hilarious too, because I like had that high energy, you know, and like breezed through whatever the hell it was, and then you knew from the back of the room. I still show people that clip.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's so fucking. It's just this voice from beyond, like, "You're not over." Yeah, because I thought I'd gone over my time or something like that. I was like, "I'm over." And all of a sudden, you're just like, "You're not over." It's like, thanks. It's fucking great. Yeah, that was great though. And you still do the coaching.
I think you're a great comic. What about coaching? I still do that.
You still do the coaching and stuff too, right?
I had a couple of people today. Some of it depends on their vax status and who they are. If I don't know them, I do it virtual.
Right.
If it's a student that I know and they're vaxxed and they're clean, they come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I charge them. You know, charge them a ton cash.
Yeah. How does it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I went to you earlier. Well, there was a couple things too. I've told this story on the show before, so I'll keep it brief. But you actually cautioned me. I won a contest from Sony. It was like the first thing I'd done. I had to get a headshot real quick, and they sent me a contract. And you were like, "Do not fucking sign," because you had to upload a video of yourself doing it, whatever the joke was, and they want like whatever it was said it wasn't going to be mine anymore. But like I was like, "Hey, I got this thing, and I just want to let you know." And you were like, "Let me see it."
Yeah.
Don't sign anything yet. Did you sign yet?
Your life away.
Yeah, it was fucked up, but it was interesting too, because that was like my first thing. Yeah, I kept going to you for I don't know, like I think I went to you for a private coaching too for some like writing shit too before I started writing for people. Yeah. And how do you approach that kind of stuff though? Like if it's you know, are you doing it using your training basically from when you wrote for other people, like what you're writing for? Like, do you do it through the student's eyes, or do you try to guide them into into a different direction?
Right. Well, it depends. Like if it's a student, then I know them. Mm-hmm. It's a different relationship. And they want to do a one-on-one. I tell them, you know, put their stuff together and email me ahead of time. I'll take a look at it, and then you'll come over and we'll do it. If it's someone I have never met, I do a phone call.
Okay.
And we speak on the phone. And then I look at their stuff, and then I don't do a lot of work because I'm not getting paid, but I want to make sure that we're a good fit.
Right.
You know, like I tell them all the time, I'm not in the business of taking people's money. I'm just, you know, I want to make sure that I can help you before I charge you. So that's how I do that. And I think I've only turned down one person in all the years I'm doing that. It's because some guy, he's like fucking filthy. He was like psychotic. I said, this isn't even funny. This is like fucking offensive beyond.
Right.
You know, so I said, I can't work with you. Because look, you know how I feel. I tell everybody, if you're gonna be filthy, you better be fucking hilarious.
Yep.
No other way. There's just no other way.
I agree. Yeah. Okay, I remember you booted someone out of our class at one point after a while. They were just not, I don't know what they were doing, but it was pure garbage and shit. And you were like, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
And we were just like,
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And that was it. And then we never saw them again.
There you go.
That was
so
nice.
I did you a service.
Absolutely. Do you still keep in touch with any of the people that you knew in Boston, like back in the day? Like, do you still like, you know, because there's that comedy camaraderie that I feel like everybody had much more like when everybody was starting, you know what I mean? When there were fewer clubs and stuff.
Oh, it's my hand. Wait, did you see that? All right. I'm sorry. What?
I said,
I know. I put my finger over the camera or some shit. And I'm like,
it's great. And I just said, do you still keep in it with any of the people that you met in Boston back in the day? Because I feel like the comedy camaraderie was kind of strong back in the day.
It was, but one comic, I was in touch with her a little bit back and forth a little bit, you know, but and she passed away unfortunately from cancer.
Oh my God.
And then No, not really, because they got offended that I left for New York.
Oh wow. Okay, so there were some
Yeah, it was
kind of like
kinda
blowback.
weird. Oh, you go to
That's
New York?
weird.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I live there.
Yeah, I'm trying to further my career.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be better.
Right. Jesus Christ.
I know. There's that weird. It's that weird Red Sox Yankee thing.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
just kind of spills over into other stuff. Say, really? I don't
Right.
think so. We don't need that.
When you were out in LA, were you at the Comedy Store at all during the whole
Yeah, I
belly
was at
room kind of?
doing what?
Because we had a couple comics on who were doing like they said women were only allowed in the belly room and then whatever, but like
Oh,
there was
really?
some kind of
Oh, I don't
mix.
remember that. I was out in LA, so it was probably 15 years ago.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So, and I did that club. Where else did I do? The Ice House. Is that a place?
I love the Ice House in Pasadena.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Pasadena. Yeah, I really like
It's a great
that.
fucking room.
Yeah, and I did the Improv because I think I did one of those shows. So I was just, and this is like I said, it was like 15 years ago.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I never went back.
Never. Yeah, I know. I usually dread going out to LA. I go out once for all the other crap or the network shit, and then
Right. It's not fun comedy.
No, it's not. It's brutal.
It's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. That's not what it's supposed to be.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you again for coming on. I got 2 questions that we ask every guest.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw them at you now. One is, if you can go back in time and talk to your younger self, what kind of advice would you give yourself today?
Oh. Wow. My younger self.
Young Linda Smith.
Young Linda Smith. God, I don't know. I might have, I think I would probably tell myself to not be so strict about going it alone. I had this, I wish I had a husband or
Right.
at least a guy living here with me and, being with me and sharing everything. And I had a couple of guys and it was always like, now comedy first, fuck you. It's like I'm an asshole. And I
right there with you.
I didn't compromise because comedy was fucking everything.
Right.
And I wish I had done that differently.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. It is hard. I don't know why
it is.
but it
now
is.
I'm like, now I'm almost I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but I'm old and I'm alone. And I'm on I'm on the fucking eHarmony. Fuck. It's like, God, this is torture. This is fucking torture.
Yeah, the internet stuff is awful.
It sucks. And I just don't want to be alone anymore. But when you're young and you're in this business, it's the best. It's like, I don't need anybody.
Sure.
No, fuck you.
I
I'm getting in my way,
completely
man. I got shows to do. Get the fuck out of here.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about that the other day.
Oh, really?
To Tom about it. Yeah, because I feel the same way. I'm like, this is fine. This is fun, and I don't. And also, what's weird is, like, for me, I think the longer I stay single, the more I don't want to be in a relationship.
Right.
I don't know why.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
I'm like,
hard. Yeah,
it is.
But I know.
I'm cranky.
Yeah, you shouldn't be alone. None of us should be alone.
No, that's true. That is true. But those internet sites like eHarmony and even Hinge or any of those, they always get you because they show you like 20 hot people in the first hour, and they're like, this is a fucking great one. And then all of a sudden, then the next 3 weeks is just ghouls, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
It's true. I know.
Yeah, where did all the good-looking people go? Fucking awful. And the last question is, what had to end in your life?
What?
In order for what had to end in your life, good or bad, to lead you to where you are today?
Oh, what had to end in my life?
Yeah.
I honestly, that's a very tough question. I mean, I think it goes right back to what I just said. Relationships. Well, not the kind, men. Yeah, opposite sex men.
Sure.
That kind of thing. Because, the commitment part. You know what? I don't know. That's such a hard question because as a comic, and I think the business attracts people like myself and probably like you who really can't commit. We're like, yeah, sure. I mean, I can go do shows. I can commit to that. Yeah, I want to do a show. But everything else is like maybe.
Yes, I completely agree. It is. It's weird.
I know.
Yeah. Even like a dinner with a friend, sometimes you're like,
right.
Oh, when is that?
Exactly.
Like,
We're
is
so
it-
bad.
Yeah, it is. It's just fucking horrible. And again, it's one of those things that I think the longer you're because I remember a me that used to be like very romantic, you know, like all like, oh my
Right.
God, like one
Yeah,
woman and
see?
it's gonna be great. And then that guy's dead. I don't know what happened to him. But
Same thing.
Yeah.
Thing. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened to her.
It's
She's
fucking
gone.
crazy. I hear you. Well, listen, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on. It was great.
Thank you for having me. Really, it was really a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love you,
enjoyed
and
it.
I hope to
I
see
love
you
you too.
in person sometime.
I know.
Hopefully.
We have to get together.
We do,
Please, let
absolutely.
me know when you're in the city. You live in the city?
I do not. I'm in LBI, New Jersey right now. Long Beach Island.
Long Beach Island?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like the furthest fucking point.
I know.
We'll meet him in Atlantic
Yeah,
City.
that's the last stop on the fucking train. Are you crazy?
I know. It was COVID, you know, and then I was just like, oh, fuck it. I'm
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
All right. Well, when you're
What are you
in New
gonna-
York next time, you better look me up.
I will. I'll be in New York soon. I'm coming back that way. Probably the
Good,
20th.
good.
I'll be around.
We'll
And
go
then,
with John.
but you know, I'm going to bug you to do a show, right?
Yes. And you know what? And I'm going to do what I can. Absolutely. I don't have
Fantastic.
my Monday nights yet, though.
Not for me. I mean, I want us to do a show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
All right. Would you
All
come
right?
to Jersey?
Oh, that's great. Sure.
Oh, great. Now I got you.
Tomorrow night, Nutley.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right.
I'm not even kidding. I was like,
Tomorrow
well,
night,
sweet, we
nothing,
can get
yeah.
you on. If I don't have to close it, that'd be great.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Always looking to get out of it.
Uh,
Oh God! You know what? Wait, I have to ask you one more question before you go.
What's
Because I was
that?
asking every comedian this. Because I think, is it? I always have this feeling before I get on stage where my brain immediately goes, and it's always like 30 seconds before it's time to go on. My brain just goes, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" You know what I mean? Like, and then like you see the exit sign, you're thinking of strategies, get out, but you still go do it. Do you still have that, or did you
Yes.
still? Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah.
Never goes
that
away.
never goes away.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And it shouldn't.
No, right. Yeah, it keeps you good.
It keeps you good. That's right.
Exactly.
That's
All right,
right.
cool. I'm starting to. I want to ask other comedians if they have. I feel like everybody
Yeah.
does. I didn't realize that. I really thought it was just me.
Yeah, no. And it does.
Oh.
It keeps you good.
Oh, good. That's so good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
John.
again, thank you so much.
You're
I'll catch you
welcome.
later.
I love you.
Yep. Love you too.
And
Peace.
please get
Such a
in touch
pleasure.
with
So
me.
nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you too. Very
Such a
nice.
pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm going to tag along with John when he finally gets into the city.
Okay,
So,
excellent. Would
Yes.
Love it.
without
Perfect.
a doubt.
Awesome.
All right.
Have a
Thanks,
great one.
fellas.
Take care.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a great one. She was so amazing. That was
She
such
was.
a good, such a good time. She was a good time as much as she was a good interview, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. She's so funny and so fast. I mean, it's incredible because that's how I met her with the first day of class, and that's how she's been throughout the years that I've known her. She's so fucking funny. It bums me out that she's that the COVID hit and she can't go do her shows and stuff like that on Monday nights.
Okay,
Fucking
it'll
COVID,
come back
man.
slowly but surely. It's getting back to it.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, let's want a piece because now I'm late to this fucking thing.
Yeah, so let's remind everybody one more time. This is how John is so eloquent with his entrances and exits. Make sure you check
Why I
us-
edit them out.
you cut out everything I say.
Cut.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, I see. Someone's not watching the shows afterward.
Remind them. We got to make sure they check us out on both YouTube on John Poverone with Dystopia tonight. And you want to listen to us over there on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Make sure you drop that 5-star review, and we will see you there. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, too. Numbers are going up. Let's keep that traction moving.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Right?
Yeah, it's awesome. And then next week, we got a bunch of other people coming on. We got Spacing Effect, Mike Lawrence, others.
Yeah, it's going to be a great November. So we'll see everybody next week. Have a great
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Dystopia tonight.